That brings us a deuce.
Wow.
Punat finds the deuce and Adrian drawing to a 10. The turn is a 10.
And again,
There are chop
wow.
outs. Adrian currently is ahead. We're off to a river. The river is a 5 of clubs, and Adrian will find the double up.
Wow. Deuce on the flop, 10 on the turn. Still some chop outs on the river. Adrian doubling up to 4.6 million in chips. Look at that smile. Wow.
What a turn of events, and what a run for the man on the screen. Adrian from France has been grinding his short stacks so effectively. Now ending up with the favorable situation pre-flop, the brutal deuce in the flop, and the comeback. And chat, of course, is disappointed to see Punat crippled. Far from out of it, as we've seen repeatedly from the short stacks. Most recently Adrian, but he is down to under 10 bigs. I'll tell you what, Sam. He's not going to get grinded down to under 5 bigs like some of the stacks we've seen.
No, he is not.
The man is not going to be afraid to get it in there.
Someone in chat, a really good mustache. Fear the mustache man.
Are we saying Mustache Matt now? Remember when it was Mustache Boys?
It was Mustache Boy, but now it's Mustache Man.
Okay. Well, he has a mountain of chips. Worthy of fearing. Third place in chips. Pretty much tied with Rishi. Around the 17, 18 big blind mark. 29 for Nico and the new chip leader, Martin Sedlak, at 36. Daniel asks, are they playing until first or are they calling it at some point? How dare you, Daniel? We are playing down to the winner. It is almost exactly midnight local.
But not all in here. King Jack offsuit in the small blind. Nico has a king in his hand, but with a deuce finds the fold. Punat going to be over 10 big blinds now. Mustache rising, says Tebow.
Over 10 bigs now for Punat. He knows what to do at every stack depth. Don't get to over 16 million USD in live earnings without being an absolute student and, dare I say, a master of the game. The only question is, what plans do the poker gods have? Still looking to make history, win 2 APT Mega Lions, but Punat now the shortest stack. Rishi folds the 7-6 off, 9-7 off. Likely will meet the same fate. So once again, action is going to be on Punat on the button. Let's it go. Mystery hand. Kings for Nico.
Wow.
Good timing for Punat to fold whatever he had.
Goes for the limp here, setting the trap. Martin, queen 5 offsuit. How's he going to proceed here? Does have the chip lead. Has Nico covered, can put some serious pressure on him. Checks it back. Wow, dangerous flop for the Kings on 7-6-5. Martin has the backdoor flush draw as well with the queen of spades.
Limp free, ranges are wide. Nico checks on that board. And Martin goes for it. One big blind for now. Check call. with the pocket kings. Oh, a spade hits the turn. 12 outs total now.
Yeah, 12 outs for Martin. Any 4, any 8, any 3, any 9 is also going to be a brutal card for the pocket kings as well. That while they're not improving, Martin might just make Nico fold to a river bet.
We saw that earlier with the 4-liner on the board and the half-pot bluff on the river in position. Now a 10 seems safe. Nico about as under-repped as kings could possibly be. Should feel comfortable going for value. Spades did come in. He unblocks those. Martin would be checking back a spade just like he has with the queen of spades. Nico could rep all kinds of missed straight draws amongst other holdings that might check call the flop light. And he polarizes, goes big.
Slight overbet here. Looks like 1.3 million and 50K and change. Man, really tough spot here.
Let's go. He's
Let's
going to
go.
wait for more of a sure thing, is what I can assume. Every blind so valuable at this stage. 5-handed, 51K locked, 165 up top.
Nico, ace 10 of hearts now on the button. Gonna open things up. Rishi, defendable queen 8 suited here in the big blind.
Rishi will come along. Pretty looking queen 8 suited.
Ho ho ho. Out flops Nico. Nico has a very strong hand here. Middle pair top kicker. Rishi looks like he wants to lead here though. Oh, he is. This might let Nico get away from this. No, he's going to make the call here. And it's just a bit too strong to fold.
You'd just be getting way too exploited folding ace-10 there. Rishi has proven himself unconventional, to say the least. Just that donk alone. Did he just say all in?
Yeah.
Goes for it. His style of all in also a bit, you know, lots of panache. Flicks in the one chip, announces it to the dealer.
Yeah.
Just the way he throws in his time banks. He's jammed with way the best of it. And with the wet board on the flop, Nico has his doubts. Do you think Nico's actually considering this, Sam?
It's tough.
It looks very, very strong. A combo draw at the minimum. in terms of hands you're straight ahead of. Yeah, he lets it go. Fantastic fold. The question always is Rishi doing this with, King 10. It's just the dong bet, follow up all in, putting his tournament life at risk. Not to mention just the demeanor. We obviously have the best view possible in 4K of Rishi. Looked so confident. Oh, here we go. That's a card protector if I've ever seen one. Is that a character we know, or just a cute teddy bear with milk situation?
Just a teddy bear, I think.
It's a good fold by Nico.
Wow, Punat. Pocket 10s here on 11 big blinds in the hijack. Essentially goes all in here. Oh no.
Wow. 5-handed 10s versus queens. This is a cooler.
Here we are. Let's kick it over to Greg to announce the hands here.
Punat Punsuri is all in for his tournament life in the high roller with pocket 10s covered by pocket queens. Needs to find a 10 off to a flop. As flop comes, 9, 6, 3. Queen still ahead. Punat needs a 10. The turn brings the king of spades. Neither player with the spade. Punat drawing to 2 outs on the river for his tournament life. A 5 of spades, and Punat Punsuri is out in 5th place of the APT High Roller.
There you have it. Punat Punsuri, Thailand's all-time #1 in live earnings poker player. Classy as always, going around the table, fist bumping and shaking hands. We lose one of the game's bests, also the potential for history in the making. There is Danny Tang, by the way, was being asked about. So there isn't going to be somebody winning 2 APT Mega Lions, but there is going to be history in the making. Look at the flags. India on top, 37 bigs for Rishi after that pickup. Germany in the mix, 50% of the field. Certainly good odds of that record of the main event and high roller going to the Germans. Followed by Adrian still in the mix with the French flag flying high. GG's in chat. Thai viewers, no doubt upset. Do drop any supportive comments for Punat. Very easy to support when he's winning, but he would love to read them, perhaps in a few days once he's over it.
Yeah, GG. Very unfortunate way to go out there. But still 4 remaining to play for the 165,000 USD up top.
Okay, the India viewers trying to make up for it. I doubt it's going to come close, but spread the word. We have a new chip leader, and it is the man from India, lives in Singapore. Rishi Mehra, just the wild card, unconventional. Said he's about a year into his tournament poker live journey. Has played cash games, mostly home games, pretty much all through his life, mentioned the past 10, 12 years or so. Is having a sun run here at the high roller. 2 big stacks, 122 big stack, and the shortest 16 bigs. And by the way, we're just 4 minutes away from the break. I suspect all the players will be happy to have the break. 65,000 USD locked up. 80,000 is the next pay jump. 165,000 up top. Third place good for 80,000, as I said. Second place about 110. 55,000 will be the heads-up battle, and pocket jacks for Adrian. 4 million chips.
Finally has a stack that can raise rather than just go all in now.
He's been doing what he's supposed to do with the short stack for so long. Did find the double. Now opens pocket jacks. Would love to get some action, but the king deuce hits the muck. Still, every pickup so crucial at this stage, especially as the short is stacked. Almost approaching Nico's stack. So 2 big stacks, 2 medium stacks, let's just say. Nobody too short. ICM will be in full force. We'll have to see how, because once we come back from the break, lines are going to be at 150, 300. As we do lose thousands of viewers. Understandable given the support for Punat. Would love for you to hit subscribe on your way out in case you're still with us and planning to leave. Personally, I would watch this battle. It's been a grind and a half to get to this stage. Stacks getting on the shallow side now with the elimination. Average bigs still plenty. An ace for Nico. Raising it up on the button, and Rishi wakes up with pocket jacks.
Jeez.
Is this just his tournament to win? Certainly seems like it. Pocket jacks. He found the 4-bet. Pocket queens against Punat's pocket 10s. Now pocket jacks, and this could look like bullying to the player on the button, Nico.
Oh, goes for just the min raise once again, Rishi.
Rishi has been so active. The players... Oh, Nico has stepped into it. He says all in.
Wow. Does Rishi make the call?
He has to. It's just way too strong. Rishi, mind you, also seems to be just going for the win. We've been calling him the wild card. He doesn't lack tournament experience, 31,000 USD on his hand and mob, but he did say it's been a year into the tournament grind for him. He likes it, but he certainly would call himself a recreational. From India, living in Singapore for the past 5 years, playing friendly cash games, now staring down at jacks after being jammed into by the erstwhile tournament chip leader and the player with 5 million on his hand and mob. Nico giving Rishi no credit, especially for that small 3-bet. And
makes the call.
All in and a call. Nico is all in with ace 3 offsuit versus Meta's jacks. Ace 3 at risk. Needs to find an ace. Off to the flop. Flop comes 8-8-5. Jacks are holding. Ace 3 drawing to an ace. The turn. The queen of spades. Nico drawing to 3 outs. Needs an ace on the river. River is the queen of spades. And that will be a good game for Nico Cope out in 4th, the APT high roller.
And just like that, Sam, we're down to 3. When we were at 7 players, it lasted so long. You knew the blinds were getting shallow. Nico came in as the chip leader, kind of tied with Punat, and we lose Punat and Nico in quick succession. 5th and 4th place, and we have a dominant chip leader on the table. It's Rishi Mehra. He has over half the chips in play as we head towards the break. What a story developing here for all of you watching in the chat. We are going to take a 15-minute break. Do not go anywhere. How could you? We're down to 3. We're playing down to a champion. The wildcard Rishi Mehra is in control. Somebody said in chat, everybody who has ever played with Rishi is in the chat. So here we go. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Welcome to Asia's largest online poker room. Our next generation poker software is now initiating. Elevate your online experience with a wide variety of poker variations to choose from. Get fully immersed with fun and social features. Level up your game with PokerCraft and Smart HUD. Unlock a wealth of rewards including cashback, bonuses, and jackpots. Join world-class poker tournaments featuring some of the world's most renowned brands and the largest guaranteed prize pools in the world. Experience the best in customer service and hassle-free transactions for a seamless online gaming experience. With online poker available on all your devices, you'll be able to play your favorite games anytime, anywhere. Sign up now and elevate your online poker experience today.
He's just a straight and a flop. Teapot. Yo, ace. I have aces against nines. I could slip 20%. I'm out of here.
Wait, you're in nemesis.
Oh, so when I'm all in, it's not important enough to announce. We're not good enough to play. What the fuck, man? Get this guy out of here. Wait, what? The guy just screamed 9 on the river. Fuck, man. Get this guy out of here.
7. You know what he's rooting for. Huh?
Off to a flop.
That's all right. I mean, I'm happy to be here.
Flop comes 4, deuce, 9. Grant drawing to an ace or a 3. Dealer off to a turn. The turn is the 6 of spades. Grant still drawing to a 5 or an ace. Pardon me, a 3, a 5. Or sorry, 3 or an ace. Dealer, the river. Is the queen of spades. That'll be a good game for Grant.
Welcome to Asia's largest online poker room. Our next generation poker software is now initiating. Elevate your online experience with a wide variety of poker variations to choose from. Get fully immersed with fun and social features. Level up your game with PokerCraft and Smart HUD. Unlock a wealth of rewards including cashback, bonuses, and jackpots. Join world-class poker tournaments featuring some of the world's most renowned brands and the largest guaranteed prize pools in the world. Experience the best in customer service and hassle-free transactions for a seamless online gaming experience. With online poker available on all your devices, you'll be able to play your favorite games anytime, anywhere. Sign up now and elevate your online poker experience today.
Welcome back, folks. We are down to three-handed in our final streamed event for the APT Taipei Poker Classic 2024. My name is Sam Insel. I am joined by Vidur Singhal, and we'll be covering the final three players of this series. 165,000 USD up top. Rishi has been having an incredible run. Manages to find the 4-bet with the pocket jacks against Punat, then doubles up with the queens versus 10s, and now jacks versus ace-3 off to chip lead with more than half the chips in play. How are you feeling about this, Vidur?
Well, he's my fellow countryman, so I can't help but be excited. Not just because he's from India, but because no Indian has ever shipped an APT Mega Lion on offer. Have to acknowledge some of the exits. Punat Punsri was in the running to make history and ship two of them. Gracious exit as always once he did find the unfortunate bad beat, the 10s versus the queens. Not much he could have done. A cooler by all standards. Then Nico playing back, I should say, at Rishi. I must say Rishi just has not been getting credit or getting too much credit, and then just shows up with the goods. What a sun run, a dream situation. He's been the wild card. He's new to tournament poker, relatively speaking, and he is on the verge of history. Has the majority of the chips in play. We do see the other exits here. Jason Lau stuck around and laddered. 6th place for the Malaysian. Grant Wang, the United States player, went out in 7th. Unfortunate exit running into the kings there. Daniel was from Austria and did what he's supposed to do with ace-queen suited. Not much he could have done with the 7s that Nico ran into. And after all that, we had the 9th place finisher. 17,000 there for Alex Chung. So it's been quite a journey. It is, let's take a look, Sam, 12:21 local time, and we are three-handed. We are playing down to the winner. We have had some record numbers in terms of viewership, and we thank all of you for sticking with us. It has been a hell of a day, a hell of a stream, and frankly, a hell of a series here at the APT Taipei Poker Classic.
Yeah, it's really nice to see the online rails watching their friends compete at this hour, going for that first place prize.
Yeah, let me talk to these guys for a moment. I see Sumit in chat, Deepti, that is actually Rishi's wife, in chat, thanking us for the commentary. Thanks for being around, Deepti. We appreciate all of you watching. We'd love to hear some Rishi stories. It's all becoming too real. Look at that, 50 bigs in his stack, 42 amongst the other two. Let's hear some Rishi Mehra stories. After all, he is from a rival school, Sam. As I said, we're both from the same hometown. So maybe I'm rooting against him, you never know. But I do want to hear more about his poker background. Had a brief word before the final table kicked off, mentioned he was playing poker tournaments only since a year, has been playing cash games. Meanwhile, let's not forget the other two competitors, and if there's anything Sam and I have seen from the booth is that it is far from over at any given point when it's three-handed. Adrian Favre is the shortest stack. The man from France has done what so few others of his countrymen have. He's down to three-handed here at the APT two-day high roller. And Martin Sedlak, by the way, besting his performance from APT 2024, now down to at least 3rd place. Looking to close this one out. The man from Germany, the only one left after Nico's exit. Looking for the back-to-back German titles. Rene von Redden winning the main event yesterday. Can Martin bring the bronze lion home as well?
Here we are, underway. The cards are back in the air. The players have readjusted their seats just a little bit here. Down to three-handed play, a very tough format of poker, especially with the big blind ante and stacks being so short. Missteps here are very, very crucial.
Here we go with that break. What plan has Rishi come in with? He has the chip lead. He has all the ICM pressure to put in the world, especially on Martin with the middle stack there. 80,000 locked. 30,000 USD is the next pay jump. And of course, after that, we'll be playing for the $56,000 pay jump to first place. We're a bit behind on the graphic, by the way. Says 4th place payout. Don't be mistaken. We are down to 3.
Adrian flopping bottom pair here, blind on blind. It looks like Rishi went for the min-raise open here.
Lines up on the next shuffle. 4,000, 8,000, 8,000 BBA. Again, Michael Adrian, right B, lines up on your next shuffle. 4,000, 8,000, 8,000
Two big blind bet into Adrian here.
Oh, Sam, outcome, the biscuits, the bricks, the plaques, 500k chips, those yellows, as we are coloring up. Lions at 150, 300. The next level jump, by the way, is a big one. 200k, 400k. 36 minutes to go to that. Just started this level after the break, of course, and now comes the king of clubs. Rags versus rags, but Adrian does have a small piece. Surprised to see Rishi not take a stab on that card. Does not want to lose his newly acquired chip stack. And now the 4 clubs on the board, almost inviting Rishi to bluff at it. He has effectively the nut low. Outcome, the grays,
Wow.
100k apiece.
Love it.
Look at that man. Look at those Cyclops sunglasses. Looks like an X-Man.
Adrian just can't call here. Bottom pair even loses to some of Rishi's bluffs that play this way.
Exactly.
You gotta love it. Going for it there with 5 high. He knows he can't win at showdown.
Oh, he's put out a time bank. Is he thinking about the sickest hero call ever?
Maybe. Perhaps a bluff? Whoa, he just said something. No, okay. I thought that might have been an all-in or a call from him.
Both would achieve the same result, but this would be absolutely the heroest of hero calls as he gets the doom zoom, as we call it. That is the face of a man deep in thought. He's grabbing chips. Or is it another time bank? Might need to zoom out here. There we go. What a poker face. Try reading into that. Adrian just absolutely convinced he's not beat here, which seems impossible to feel with just a pair of threes.
Wow. Did consider it. That is honestly impressive. To use 2 time banks there to think about it and almost make the call here. Rishi up to 16 million in chips now. Martin is going to be in a lot of pressure here and can't play too many hands with Adrian getting quite short here.
The question,
10 big blinds is, what is that, 9 hands? If he folds everything?
oh yeah, 3-handed, those orbits are just going to bleed you dry. And the greens get colored up to the yellow plaques. In case you aren't familiar, those are 500,000 each. 5 buy-ins, may I say. Starting stack 100,000. So each of those yellow plaques that are about to come out will represent 5 people's buy-ins. 275 entries leading to this incredible prize pool.
Yeah.
When you mentioned the ICM situation, Sam, once again, curious about Rishi's tournament experience. Does he know what to do with the chip lead? But never mind all that. Ace-6 on the button. An ace-queen for Adrian.
It's going to be an all-in here from him.
There it is. very natural move given the stack size. Now action back on Rishi. Should let this one go. 6 off, not the correct calling hand. 8.3 bigs to call, not the greatest of pot odds on offer. Often we say you're flipping at best. In this case, you're flipping at best even against the bottom of Adrian's range. Say something like King Jack off, King 10 suited, King Jack suited.
Yeah.
Are we going to get yet another stylistic time bank toss? Looking forward to those. Certainly rooting for Adrian as well, and of course for Martin as well. We are absolutely unbiased. But Adrian has just worked his short stack perfectly. An obvious jam in this case, but he's found many non-obvious ones. Let's it go. Sam, we keep qualifying him as a wild card. I've used the word unconventional a few times and was just asking if he knows what to do with the giant chip lead. Didn't mean to be patronizing at all, simply from his own professed lack of tournament experience relative to cash games he gets up to in Singapore, but not too many missteps that we can point to at all. Fantastic fold there with the ace-6 as well, dominated.
Yeah, he's going to maintain his chip lead here. He can just play very aggressively, pick up these small pots, chip away at their stack. Adrian 10-8 offsuit.
Just folds the button.
Nice, gets a walk with a 6-deuce offsuit.
That's what happens when you have all the chips. 53 big blinds in his stack. 27 million chips in play, give or take. 16 million in Rishi's stack. Everybody else fighting for scraps. $80,000 USD locked up. That's 2.5x Rishi's hand and mob, mind you. And 4x Adrian's, 22,000 on his.
Yep. Yeah.
King 2 soft in the small. Adrian's stack a bit too large to consider jamming. Should be looking to limp or open. Oh, he just lets it go. A bit too tight, especially with all the chips, once again. Needs to be putting pressure as the big stack. He can be the big stack bully, including from the small blind. Not looking for those marginal spots, it seems. Folds the queen, 6 of hearts as well, once again. Even a min open would actually work so well with the middle stack on the big blind.
Yeah.
And Martin will certainly take the walk with the Jack 4 off.
You know, three-handed, the blinds are running through you. You got to be fighting for those big blinds, and very rarely will you see someone actually pick up a real playable hand, three-handed. Seven, three off.
He's been folding the rags on the button. King 8 suited is almost a premium. Three-handed in the small. Mind you, Martin, with all his experience, would have caught on to the fact that Rishi has missed some spots. Could literally be opening any two when he was on the button, considering the middle stack is in the big, so Martin could be adjusting his strategy accordingly.
All right, we're going to see a flop. Wow, King 8 connecting with the 8-8-3 board. Trips from Martin Sedlak. Action goes check, check. The 4 of spades on the turn. Martin has a lock on this hand. It's going to be very tough to extract value, though.
Two flush draws possible. The raggy hands could have some connection with the 4 and the 3. Martin might not want to check anymore. Insta-fold by Rishi. Far from over. One all in. That doesn't go Rishi's way and everything changes. What a cool shot. Martin Sedlak, side profile. Greg goes all in, out of focus in the background.
Yeah, very cool. Queen 3 suited.
Ten 2 suited. He's folded a few small blinds. Thinking back to the king deuce. Adrian has 14 bigs to begin and 2 of them posted. All options on the table. He's going for a raise, it seems. Grabs a bunch of 100Ks, but decides against it. Very uncommon to see a walk, but good timing for it. Adrian had the suited king. Would have run with it. Adrian has been fearless in getting a stack into the middle. Still has the entire table covered. 50 bigs for Rishi. Martin trying to creep up. 27 bigs or so. $2,000 of you watching. This is the last stream, the last table, maybe even the last session of our streaming schedule. 14,800 subscribers.
Crazy numbers.
What a tease if you leave me hanging, chat. For those of you supporting any of these three, do hit the subscribe button. Would feel really good for us to be at 15,000 heading into APT Manila on October 28th. Full streaming schedule, 100 plus events. Soon after we head to Fukuoka once again, a streaming schedule and 70 plus events.
Martin reshoving the king deuce, Adrian, making the fold. Fear the mustache man. I love it.
I won't call him that, but now I'll have to think it every time he comes up on the screen. Adrian, 9-5 suited on the button. He has been folding buttons with these kind of holdings. Lets it go. And Martin has been folding the small blind as well. You know, there is this thing where you start giving walks and suddenly people start giving them to you as well, thinking they might be on the receiving end of a few. But Martin, contemplating and decides to go with the walk. The walk cycle continues. Stacks relatively unchanged.
It came with mustache, ponytail, glasses. Glasses beats all.
Yeah, Rishi's glasses are certainly a look. Remind me of Cyclops, of course, from the X-Men, thanks to the red tint. Look at that. We do appreciate the APT hoodie. Some free advertising on our own channel. Oh, he teases us again and folds. Getting a bit too comfortable with walks here. He's getting a few, as he's supposed to as the chip leader, but he's meant to be stealing, particularly Martin's big blind. But he's on the button. If he's not that comfortable playing from the small blind, could start limping as well. Adrian could come over the top, but that is a risk you have to take. There's 2 big blinds to steal every hand.
Yeah, there's a lot out there every single pot. Like, look at this, 750,000 in the middle, 7.5 starting stacks just out there.
There comes the tease, but I have a feeling it's getting raised this time. He certainly built an image. His button opening range is going to be tighter than most chip leaders, considering he seems to be folding some buttons. Queen jack off for Martin. Does come along. Very playable. Not so much in the 7-6 deuce board though. 2 spades. Martin with the jack of spades. Rishi with the best hand. He's firing the continuation bet. Over 2 bigs.
Yeah, Justin putting out a good point in chat. It just feels so bad as a non-pro to be raising absolute garbage. If it gets played back at, just feels so crappy and lose confidence. You know, he was opening quite wide and then opened the ace-6 off. Got rejammed by the ace-queen. Perhaps that's what we're seeing.
I hear you. Great point, Justin. Sometimes so easy to just demand perfect solver-approved poker plays, especially 3-way, a situation that Rishi no doubt has had no opportunity to practice in a tournament setting up until now based on his hand and mob. Our commentary perhaps more for viewers to learn from, at least from our limited understanding of the game. King jack off though, no question about it. An absolute monster holding in the small blind. Martin has been folding some of the small blinds. To limp, which would be a trap, or to raise is the question. Goes with the former.
Ooh, Rishi, very playable Jack 10 here. So he's going to go for the raise here. Going to, no, just the min raise.
I promise you, Martin remembers the last time Rishi min raised. He had pocket jacks. Nico, also from Germany, played back at him. Does Martin plan to do the same? Yeah, look at this. He's learned his lesson. Just a call. Rishi going on the flop, dominated by Martin's king jack. There's no jack. Ace 5-3. Certainly favors Rishi this flop. Oh, in comes a quick c-bet, it seems. A very quick c-bet. Cuts out more chips, but bets just two bigs. Martin is a very, very good poker player. He could be picking up on all kinds of tells. Yeah, he's going to stick around. Has the king of clubs as well.
Makes the call. 8 of clubs on the turn. Flush draw for both players now. A club would be very bad and a very quick check back from Rishi.
And a smile.
Yeah. River 7 of diamonds. Martin ahead here with his king. Very nice hand to bluff at. King high. Not the best hand. Showdown value is okay. Decides to take it. And he's going to win this pot worth 2.7 million.
This is a very crucial change in momentum. After walks, some folds, Martin finally takes the pot off the chip leader. They're having fun out there. Let's not forget, as we saw on the break, these players are actually being broadcasted to the Asia Poker Arena.
When she's at work, she can be a tough cookie.
Nine, 8 offsuit here. Probably worth an open here. Sitting on 30 bigs. Oh, Rishi. Just going to fold the 10-8 suited in the small blind. Adrian, king, deuce offsuit. Oh, would love to see an all-in here. Just proceeds with a call. Right to be cautious. We have not seen too many opens on the button since we got three-handed. 3-3 deuce. Adrian flopping a pair here.
Not too many better flops with king deuce there. 3-3 deuce, essentially top pair, good kicker.
Yeah.
Martin, with that board texture, understandably taking a stab. He's going to get folds so often from the extremely wide defending range, as we can see. King deuce in the mix.
Yeah, not many 3x and deuce x in Adrian's range. You know, he's not going to be able to call a hand like Jack 3 offsuit. So, really good board to start firing at.
Throws in a time bank. Adrian, no doubt considering a jam. He doesn't really have ICM pressure as the shortest stack. Can certainly just play this hand as a jam if he thinks he's going to potentially pay off some more bets. Wants to deny a lot of equity. Could proceed with a call as well. I'd love to see it. If he's willing to take a little bit of variance, could get more chips from Martin on future streets. Goes for it. Stays all in.
Very nice pickup there. Up to 5.4 million in chips. Good for 18 big blinds, these players. Catching up, closing the gap. It's going to become a three-way tie if we keep proceeding like this.
Yeah, Rishi with a comfortable chip lead. Still 50% of the chips in play. Adrian closing the gap. They all seem comfortable. Rishi needs to find a way to put that big stack bully pressure. Find a different gear, perhaps. Ramp up the aggression. The more short-handed you get, the more valuable aggression is. 4 deuce off, understandable fold there on the button. Huge pay jumps on the line, almost 30,000 USD, 80,000 locked. $165,000 USD up top. A chance to make APT history. Adrian from France would be the first Frenchman to do it. Martin Sedlak, perhaps the only pro amongst these three. From Germany, lives in Austria. Has run deep this year, in fact, on this very feature table. Looking to close this one out. And the wild card from India, of course, Rishi.
Pocket fives, going for the limp here from Martin.
Rishi has outflopped the pocket fives. Now a question of extraction. Jack 8 off, hits the muck. Caution once again from the middle stack. Rishi with queen 9 off. I don't see this one being folded in the small. So then the question, call or raise? Aggression is the approach I certainly prefer, and Rishi agrees. Min raise coming in. Does incentivize Adrian to come along with such a wide range though, and queen 9 suited for him.
Oh, see how he approaches this.
Rishi's raise sizes have been small throughout this final table.
Yeah. I like the call. Very playable hand. Gets to play in position here.
10-6-4 misses both, however, and now Rishi with the betting lead.
size. 1 million. Quite large here. Going for 2/3. That's going to get the job done.
$16 million in chips for Rishi. In control.
Here we go. King 7 offsuit for Adrian.
Jam goes through. 16 bigs.
Rishi still 16 million in chips versus the 12 million for the other two players. Nine deuce suited. Probably not going to cut it here. Ooh, pocket fives once again in the small blind for Martin.
He's coming in with limps. Last time, Rishi min-raised the Jack-10 and Martin got a favorable showdown with the King-Jack. Rishi will see a flop for free with the 10-6 off. Jack-Jack deuce. Very favorable flop for fives.
Very. Will rarely be beat here. Martin going to start with a c-bet here. Didn't even need to put the chips in the middle. The cards were already folded.
Just like we had that 7-player bubble, Sam, this is a 3-way battle for the books. Everybody's settled in, making the right moves. Rishi perhaps foregoing some opportunities to press his advantage, but you have so many chips, you can be patient.
It's never fun looking down at a hand like 10-5 suited, you know, it's right on that cusp. It's like, this is a terrible hand, but I'm kind of obligated to play it.
Honestly, he could start limping simply because the chip leader is a bit passive here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I'd do like a limping strategy around this stack depth for Martin. Does want to get involved in quite a few pots, and when his opponents do pick up a hand that's going to jam on him, he does lose the minimum then.
Min open though. Now Adrian facing the one big blind question with King 8 off. Comes along. Each pot so crucial. 1.7 million in the middle. 2.5 to 1 SPR. Ace 6 3. Favorable for Martin's range. Adrian will jam so many aces from the big blind.
Yeah.
It should be an easy pickup unless Adrian gets sticky. Chat, as the play becomes a bit more tense, how are we feeling? And by the way, we did have supporters of Nico, I believe. Yet to see some German flags in the chat for Martin, or perhaps from his current country of residence, Austria. I see that he lives in Vienna. Sounds pretty beautiful.
Justin in chat saying the payout is still outdated on the graphic. We noticed it, but we're on a half-hour delay. It's getting updated like any minute now. Third place is good for 80,000 USD. Second place will be 109,000, and first 165,000. And of course, the Bronze Lion Trophy. Good morning again from Miami, El Julian.
Don't forget the rules. I haven't mentioned it today. Any Mega Lion Trophy winner needs to buy a separate plane ticket for the trophy. And whatever class you fly, the trophy flies. After a big score, business or first is more your speed. That trophy better have a nice little reclining seat. Oh, Virsa says needs some masala coke from Bengali market to calm us down. Deep cut there. That's right next to where my school was. Wow. Those Delhi references coming out for Rishi and for myself. Virsa, that doesn't exist anymore. I'm sorry to report. Rishi now putting the King 6 suited to work. Justin in chat needs to be nervous. Has been the deadly hand as of yesterday and perhaps today as well. King 6 suited. There we go, Sam. I heard you discuss the confirmation bias of King 6 suited on the stream earlier today with Stephen Lai.
Yeah.
Need to remember when it goes against you as well. Rishi with the pickup. 52 bigs. Slow and steady climb, mind you. And with the next increment being on the smaller side, stacks are going to feel this way for a while. This is the grueling grind portion of a tournament final table. Adrian seems to be handling it well. Martin, super dialed in.
Whoa, there we go. Ace 3 suited for Adrian.
New James in chat asks, you guys not tired at all? Quite the opposite. Are you seeing what's happening here? It's only 1 a.m. If the poker continues to be interesting, I'm happy to go till 5.
Adrian, half his stack in the middle, essentially an all-in. And Rishi, King 9 suited. Is he going to take this spot here?
That's got to be close. He needs to take into account all the hands he has seen so far. Adrian has been folding on the button, but Rishi takes the spot.
Does he?
Well, he grabbed a bunch of chips, but the tease is now the Rishi meta
There
special.
it is. That's the call.
All in and a call. Adrian doesn't seem happy, but he is ahead.
Roller,
Much better shape than he would have expected, having
Adrian
been jammed
all in
into.
for his
Let's head over
tournament
to
life.
Greg
Ace
to
3
cover this
suited
all in.
Is ahead of Mera's King 9 suited. Adrian all in with Ace 3 suited versus King 9 suited. Off to a flop.
Ace on the top, easy peasy.
Flop comes. Deuce, 3, 5, 2 spades, pair and a flush draw. No ace on this flop, but that's not bad at all.
Not bad at all, right?
Mera needs a king or a 9, not a spade. Off to a turn. Turn is the 3 of clubs. Trips. Off to a river. And Adrian will double up.
Wow, could you ask for a better flop turn and river. Flopping the pair and the flush draw, turning trips, rivering the nut flush, has everything, and is going to chip up here to 8.2 million in chips, really taking a big dent out of Rishi's stack here.
Micro main event 5 lines are up. 6,000, 12,000, 12,000 BBA.
You know, Adrian has been very, very patient, waited to pick his spot, and gets it in good, and manages to double up through the chip leader. This is going to be a pivotal moment for him. Fear the mustache man, as they say.
Look how close that is. 38, 27, 26. The three-way battle rages on. What a performance by Adrian. Absolutely wielding his short stack perfectly in so many situations. All the way from, I believe, six-handed. Or in fact, seven-handed. In fact, I remember with Jason Lau finding that quadruple up. Adrian had managed to get his stack in there a few times, so he was second shortest seven-handed, but was constantly getting it all in there. And now three-handed finds the double. Evens things out, essentially tied for second. Ace-9 off now for Rishi. Has been min-raising, blinds 200k, 400k now. Still goes with the min-raise. Small blind, about the only position from where you see bigger raises these days in tournaments. Obviously, with the big blind getting a fantastic price. And look at this. Even the 4 deuce comes along. 34% equity after all. Adrian is feeling confident in his post-flop game. That flop, though, Jack 10-7. Neither player can love it, but tons of outs in terms of straight draw, the club, nut club, ace right there. Enough equity perhaps for Rishi to bet into what is just 4 high. $32 bigs now for the chip leader. 2 stacks essentially tied for second and third. So we do have a dealer change. There is the 360. The poker arena looking sparse for once. It is, after all, about 12:45 a.m. as per the stream, minus the 30-minute delay. It's been 10 days of incredible poker here in Taipei. Today is the 9th day of our streaming schedule. We always end our streams with this very event. Doesn't often go till 1 a.m. or so, but here we are, three-handed. 165,000 to the winner. Top left, you can see the third place payout, now updated, 80,000 USD. Guaranteed to all three. Next pay jump is 29,000. Rishi opening Queen Jack suited on the button. King 7-5. Rishi has been outflopped. In comes the C-bet. These have been working consistently, and it's kind of big. 3 big blinds. King high, dry board. Rishi shouldn't feel the need to bet this big. Think about how he would behave if he had a king. Would he be going this big on a dry board? Martin is putting the puzzle together, and oh my goodness, he folds the 7. This is what happens when you have a wild card. Against any other pro, I promise you, Martin would never dream of folding middle pair in that spot. Thinking back to a hand when Henry and I were in the booth, Punat Punsri versus Abhinav Iyer, Ace Queen versus, I believe, the 7-6 off. And the board came Queen, 7, maybe a 5. We were talking about it being a modern day cooler just to be top pair versus middle pair, and Abhinav did stack off 3 streets. What a bot. So Sam, credit being given in spots I wouldn't have expected. Martin clearly thinking his edges lie in different situations than out of position, trying to call off big bets from the chip leader.
Yeah, we did see him get sticky with the king jack on the ace high board, but this time probably just felt something was off.
And Rishi outflops the ace deuce. Domination, rotation, in position. Apologies, that rhymed thrice. Jack 10-8. 2 hearts. Rishi has the only heart. A bet would take this down and would look mighty strong.
There it is. $14 million in his stack. The other two still very healthy stacks at 17 and 16 big blinds.
He's been there before. 14 million, just over 50% of the chips in play. Four suited in the small, not Rishi style, and good timing. Pocket 8s for Adrian. Oh, what a bad beat. Chip leader just giving you a walk when you have pocket 8s. Brutal. Virsa in chat says Rishi is wearing essentially X-ray glasses. You can see everything.
Yeah, there's different types of run bad. It's not just losing flips or getting coolered. Getting a walk of pocket 8s, a different form of run bad.
RNG can come in all sorts of ways. Now time to see if Rishi's found that new gear. A queen 5 offsuit on the button. Once again, the majority of the chips in play, and he is grabbing those 100Ks, but I've learned not to be too excited. He does tease us sometimes, does open 2x. Martin feels comfortable enough post-flop to come in with the 5-2 suited. Bit surprised to see this. Yeah, it is suited, but considering the fold we just saw out of position, do you want to be defending this wide if you're giving your opponent so much respect?
I've seen Martin fearless, very willing to go for it when he's at the bottom of his range. Checks once again.
very difficult card for Martin to try and bluff. Just connects with the kind of hands Rishi would check back twice, as we can see. He did so with the queen, certainly could do so with the jack. That being said, Martin could target ace highs. He has the nut low effectively. He's going to go for it.
Very small bet, 700k, 1/3.
And here we see why Martin is defending the 5 deuce suited. A, he thinks Rishi could be a little bit passive, as we see here. Not c-betting the king high board. And obviously feels extremely comfortable post-flop in his ability to steal pots. That's just one example. 18 bigs now for Martin. Rishi no longer with the majority of the chips in play, but close enough.
King, queen, offsuit here for Adrian. Well, these players are probably getting quite tired now. They've been playing for over 14 hours now.
That's
straight.
right. If you haven't tried that before, don't try it at home. Only do it when you can win 165,000 USD. It is so tough to make perfect decisions. Thinking back to us in the booth yesterday, Sam, watching an incredible 200,000 USD heads-up battle in the main event. We were commenting how the two contestants had rarely made a misstep for the 10 or 11 hours or so of the final table. And then maybe, at the risk of offending Abraham Seesman, the runner-up finisher, Seesman made just that, and who can blame him? Cost him the tournament. But 12 hours into a grueling mental battle, mistakes can be made.
Yep, for sure. Oh, decides not to open the 9-8 this time. We did see him open it on a similar stack tip last time.
Rishi has lost a few chips here and there. How frisky does he want to get? 5-4 suited, very reasonable. He hasn't had a consistent small blind strategy. Min raising seems as close to the precedent as we've seen so far. Does bring along very, very loose continues from Adrian, and in this case, he has the ace. Stack maybe a bit too big to shove. That being said, if he really wants to go after it, he has the right blocker in the form of the ace. Says the words. Adrian has been absolutely pitch perfect in terms of picking his timing.
Yeah, really nice pickup there for Adrian. Closing that gap, he's up to second in chips, 8.6 million. He's so short before, picked some very nice shove spots to get in there. Fearless play. He's now playing for $165,000 up top. Currently locked up 80,000, so $85,000 left to play for.
It's getting late for us as well, Sam. 1:20 a.m. local time. Certainly fueled purely by the high wire action going on in front of us as we look to close out what has been an incredible festival. Records broken left, right, and center. 2.7 million US was the prize pool for the main event. 454,000 to first place. 1,991 entries in that one. 275 in the one you're watching for almost 2.5 times the buy-in. 3,400 USD the buy-in here. 275 entries is a lot. As a result, 165,000 up top.
Martin raising up Adrian's limp here with the 10-4 offsuit. $1.5 million, a very, very big raise here. That'll do it.
Rishi's stack a little less intimidating than it was maybe 30 minutes ago. 12 million is plenty, still the chip lead. By a considerable margin, mind you. Doesn't have the other two covered combined as he did.
King 5 offsuit, raising up on the button. Martin with the ace 5 of clubs in the small blind. It's a hand that doesn't mind calling out of the small blind either on 20 big blinds. Just goes for the all in here, maximum pressure.
Nicely done. Makes it look easy. Never easy to put your tournament life at risk. Martin separates himself from Adrian a bit. And actually wedged right in between Adrian and Rishi now that I do the quick math. He's inching up there, and Rishi, not sure if he'd gotten comfortable having the chip lead, was certainly playing a certain way. Bit patient, bit snug, taking his spots, min raising. Martin creeping up is not what he wants to see. Martin is going to be extremely aggressive if he does get the chip lead.
Here we go, Queen 10 suited. Very nice looking hand, 3 ways. Goes for the min raise, and I think it's going to work versus Adrian's exact hand.
He defended 4 deuce off, Sam. Just never know. Price is too good.
Yeah, 4 deuce off is a lot more playable though than 8-3.
Oh, I agree. 8-3 is basically the deuce 7.
Yeah, this is the cousin of deuce 7.
The octocrab, as you taught me.
Yeah.
$1,800 of you still with us. It's 1:30 a.m. local. Not sure what time it is in your part of the world, but we thank you for sticking with us. What a grind this has become, three-handed, and I mean that in a good way. The players are just not ready to give up their chance at glory. Not to mention the additional 85,000 USD yet to be won. Virsa in chat says, time to dominate, Rish. Could be, but the two people on the upswing, Adrian and Martin. Martin in particular is bridging the gap.
Micro main event flight B lines up on your next shuffle. 8,000, 16,000. 8,000,
And now
16,000.
Martin, who has been stealing from the big,
Flight B.
gets 7 deuce. We'll see the free flop.
Wow. About as good as a flop as you can ask for was 7 deuce. Adrian also connecting here. Both players do not want to hit their pair.
Just processing the graphics. Wasn't completely sure there. Seemed like Rishi could have made a huge fold on the button. King 10 suited. I hardly believed it. Could be off, or frankly I have no explanation unless the graphics are a bit off, but would be way too snug if true. The stab by Martin and the deuce on the turn after getting called by the queen 5 suited. Must be nice.
Yeah. Martin picked up quite a bit of showdown value now.
Oh, and the 5 just to seal the deal. Not too shabby to just have 7 deuce and make effectively the nuts. Adrian now with a pair. Again, in a blind battle. It could be best. He's checked. But is it with the intention of check calling a bet? Value bet, of course.
Yep. 1.6 million.
Good fold by Adrian. Doesn't get carried away with just the 1 pair. Oh, I'm being mocked for saying not too shabby too frequently. Always good to find my own ticks.
You can play the superstar event. $25,000 buy-in event, that is.
I appreciate the feedback in chat. Not too shabby, Costa. It is 1:30. To the extent I have any ticks, I expect all of them to be in full force in about 20 minutes. As the thrill of the poker starts settling in, since we have been 3-handed for so long. Just means these players are fighting with all their heart. You just saw it there. 7 deuce takes it down. Didn't make the straight, but was battling it out irrespective. Martin continues to limp against Rishi. Barely covered by him though. And Jack 10 off. Rishi has been raising hands like this up. Needs to up the sizing to get any fold equity, but just adds the minimum. This is fortunately turning into a bit of limit poker here. Martin has way too much of a hand to do anything but call.
Might jam from time to time as well.
Getting such good odds to just see a flop, a suited king. I have to think that Martin is starting to think he has an edge over Rishi, and certainly with the king high board that will multiply. Martin keeping pots small, keeping variance low, even out of position. He has gotten away with a few, thinking back to the 5-2 suited. Now facing the continuation bet. Very easy continue. Standard check call spot. Wants to keep the bluffs in. Thinking back to that king jack, jack 10 hand as well. He knows Rishi is unlikely to fire 2 barrels. How does that influence his decision?
Makes the call here. Turn, 10 of spades. Rishi picking up a pair here.
Could be trouble. He seems to be thinking about betting it. I understand the temptation. It is the 3rd spade though. Could be the best hand very, very often. But what are you getting value from? Wants to charge all the potential draws. Instead has effectively value bet himself. Martin with top pair, never going anywhere. Well, I say never. I saw what I thought was an incredible fold. The middle pair, the 7s, with the 8-7 off.
Yeah.
This time, of course, Martin comes long. 7 million in the middle. Are we about to have a new chip leader? The 8 of hearts means a showdown. Ensures that the momentum for Martin is now going all the way to the top of the leaderboard.
Yep, there it is. Martin, first time over 10 million in chips. Second time with the chip lead. Nearly 14 million, taking over Rishi. Down to 8.2 million.
Minutes to go in the level. Rishi has lost the chip lead, still has plenty. Now he needs to find the gear that Martin and indeed Adrian were in this whole time. But I think Martin is going to be a very different chip leader. He has realized Rishi is a bit impervious to ICM pressure though. I suspect Adrian, especially considering position, is going to continue to be his target. And Rishi just with a quick fold with the 9-8 off, does not think about it. Could have considered pressuring the shortest stack, but with his open sizing always getting called, decides not to. To be fair, he did get a fold from Adrian last time around with the 8-3 off, so
yeah,
would have liked to see an open there, or maybe just a limp. The Rishi rail has quietened down, I get why. Keep the support coming, guys. Now's the time. Does have pocket threes. Haven't heard from the Adrian rail or the Martin rail in a while. Love to see some flags or cheers. Again, these guys are battling out at 1 a.m. 14 hours of poker and counting against some of the best players here in the APT. Min open on the button. The sizing makes a lot more sense on the button than from the blinds. Now Martin with the ace-8 off and the newly acquired chip lead.
Jack 6, 5, 2 hearts and a spade. Rishi's pocket 3 is still ahead. Goes for a quick check back. Martin picking up the open ender here on the 7 of spades on the turn. A ton of outs here from Martin. Martin checks. Rishi all in. 3x overbet shove here. And is going to get the job done. Wow. Talk about unconventional. Martin, loving to see that turn and just gets all his equity shut out. Just like that. Chat Pro asking if Martin was a previous APT winner. He won the No Limit Hold'em High Roller Turbo right here in Taipei earlier this year. That was late February 2024. Took that down for 9,000. Also won a very big score over at the Venetian in Vegas. It's like an $1,100 buy-in for $55,000. That was his best score ever. So he's already eclipsed his best score ever. All three of these players have already eclipsed their best score ever here. Guaranteed 80,000 USD. Still 2 more pay jumps to go. We have 109,000 for second and 165,000 for first place. You can tell all three of these players really wanting to battle it out and play for it all. Here we go, pocket nines for Rishi. Looks like he's going for the min raise here, up to 800K. Adrian 6'5" offsuit here in the big blind. Very playable, getting an unbelievable price here. Has to call 400K for a pot that will be 2 million. Makes the call. Flop comes down 10-8-4. Adrian with the gut shot, which will give Rishi an open ender. Looks like a pretty chunky 900K bet. I don't think Adrian can continue versus such a large sizing here. 1 million, half pot. Yeah, it's a little bit too much of Adrian's stack. He only has a gut shot here. Ooh, wow, he does continue. Picks up the double gutter here on the turn.
Adrian reacting, does that mean Rishi is bet?
Might be an all-in. Yeah, just jammed.
Overbet jam. You do hate to fold all that equity. Sam, if you were in that spot and I gave you the option, would you rabbit hunt?
Come on, Rishi.
No, I don't care.
Come on. Wake up. I know you're
I'd want to see it.
Wake up.
Was the 7 or 3 coming? Rishi still about 11 millions now. 5-3. Off clubs. Yeah, not his style. Lets it go on the button. Well, this is certainly Adrian's style. Standard jam spot. Queen jack off. Small versus big.
Yep.
10.5 big blinds.
Takes it down.
That is the trophy that one of these three will be taking to their home country. Germany in the lead. India is up second. He does live in Singapore, so that's where that would be going. Of course, Adrian from France. Honestly, they have fought so fearlessly and fiercely, it could be anybody's game.
Ooh, ace-9 offsuit here. 13 big blind stack.
Super strong. Many options on the table in terms of sizing. All in, of course, the most obvious. Yeah, he goes for a raise. About half his chips, I believe. Those yellow plaques, 500k each. I like that he's mindful. You could have two all-ins behind.
Yep. Yeah, very easy fold if both the if Martin and Rishi go all in.
It's late, Sam.
He does get to get away.
There we go. Adrian, 16 bigs. I feel like ICM has not been a consideration for a while in terms of tight folds and the such, partly because we did have Rishi in the chip lead for a bit. Sizing was a bit on the lower side. He didn't feel comfortable putting pressure with rags. And say we blame him in terms of tournament experience. That does take a while, especially these online players put in so much volume and sometimes so much study as well. That's what helps them execute those theoretically correct, seemingly erratic plays. Martin knows what to do. He is the chip leader at the moment. Queen jack off, super strong. Gets it through. Okay, chat, rail. This is the time to see if you guys are awake like we are. It has been three-handed for a while, but that does mean the tension is building. Seems like Martin does not have a rail active. Adrian and Rishi certainly did. Are you guys still around?
Jack 5 offsuit, probably hit the muck. There we go, King 8 suited, very playable. Blinds have gone up, 250k, 500k now. All in from Adrian. 10-5 offsuit is not going to cut it for 11 bigs. Perhaps 2, maybe 3 bigs.
I mean, depends on the time of night. 4 could make the cut.
Yep.
That being said, Adrian absolutely putting on a masterclass. Doesn't seem frustrated, doesn't seem perturbed, just making the moves his stack depth demands. Especially three-handed, making it look easy, all things considered. Keeping the other two big stacks on their toes, and mind you, if he gets a double, he would have the chip lead. That's how close this is. Here we go, chat is live. Daniel Tao, I remember him, says I left for almost 3 hours. Welcome back, Daniel. Dipti or Deepti, you'll have to tell me how to pronounce your name. Deepti, Rishi's wife, is saying still here and rooting for Rishi. We never doubted you were still here. Surely, your husband playing for $85,000 more. Some Thai viewers still around. Fantastic to see, despite Punat Punstri's exit. Sam, I did take a quick walk outside. We are, of course, on a 30-minute delay in the booth. Didn't get any spoilers or anything like that. Was just rushing to the restroom. Empty poker arena with the exception of the couple of tables of the microman you can hear in the background.
Ooh, Rishi going for the min raise here with the king-jack suited. Martin. How is he going to approach this with king-queen offsuit?
Congratulations, micro event flight B players, you are in the money. We're going to now passing your bags for you to bag your chips. Reminder,
Makes the call.
bagging your chips, please bag your player card and pine bag. Right? Player card and pine bag.
10, 9, 5, 2 spades and a heart. Both players missing. Rishi and Martin both have a gut shot here. Check, check, turn the 4 of hearts. Neither player with either flush draw.
Rishi very quick to check. He hasn't hit a piece of the board every time he's done that, and quickly checks behind as well. Ace of diamonds on the river. Oh, and a check, check. Rishi losing the minimum there. Kicker plays. Wouldn't recommend showing your cards unless you need to, Rishi. In that case, Martin, first to show. Could have taken it down. Oh, wait just a second. Sam, his wife, Rishi's wife, who's been in the chat, actually changed her screen name so I could pronounce it correctly. Deepti Mishra. Deepti Mehra, pardon me.
Oh, there you go.
Very nice of you, ma'am. So we know Rishi has a rail. Adrian's perhaps heading to bed on a Sunday night in France.
Where are you from? France? What part of France? Yeah.
Ankation chat says the poker degens here supporting Rishi. Sounds about right. At the moment, though, this is the man in control of the chips, and now Pocket King is on the button.
From India, but I don't know.
Goes for the min raise here, up to 1 million. Rishi, queen 9 offsuit here in the small blind. Does not look like he's going to get any action here. 9 deuce offsuit.
No action indeed, but 50% of the chips in play. Somebody, I think, just waved to Adrian. Gave the fist bump. Now we do see Enzo in the chat says France. Nice. I'll take that as a vote for Adrian right there. Gilbert says now it's Martin's turn to sunrun. Could be. 50% of the chips in play. I wonder if these players realize how long they've been going, or they're just caught up in the moment.
Yeah, right. It's been a long day of poker for them, approaching 14 hours played now. It began at 11 in the morning. It is now very close to 2 a.m. local time.
And I wonder how they feel about the three-way battle as well. Maybe they'll be bonded for life, these three. King Jack off. Very strong hand, three-handed. Pocket eights, even stronger. Adrian has just wielded his short stack perfectly, finding the right moments. This one, easier than most. Should find the all-in button right here. 3-bet jamming here is so profitable. Picks up 2.3 million in the middle. And now the question being asked of Rishi. Quick fold, not the moment. And with that, Rishi all the way down to the bottom. Still 14 bigs tied essentially with Adrian. We've seen it all before, Sam. Final tables. Thinking back to APT Jeju, the main event when we were together, I think with 5 players remaining, each of them at one point had been the chip leader and last place in chips.
That's wild.
At least in the 3-way version we have going on, that has happened with Rishi and Martin. Could it be Adrian's time to take the chip lead? Would just take one all in. Adrian making sure he gets the walk. As we see what the players had. Rishi folding the king. Once again, he cannot sit around, wait for what appear to be choice holdings in perhaps a 6 max or full ring situation. As we saw there, Adrian had the 5 deuce off. It's been a mixed bag results-wise. Every so often, Rishi does manage to avoid disaster, but that's why I would recommend taking stabs. No need to commit the whole way, and now that he is the shortest stack, it is an option on the table. King on the button. Again, a quick fold. Justin Fairbanks had mentioned in the chat, unless you've done the hard work of doing the study or perhaps putting in the volume in tournaments, no way to know your jamming ranges perfectly by intuition. Once again, good timing, mind you. Adrian, ace-9 suited in the small. Goes for it all. Approaching 2 a.m. here in the booth. What a day it has been. Perhaps an appropriate end to a record-breaking festival. Could be a record-breaking stream, Sam.
Oh, we definitely hit record numbers for the APT.
Oh, that's right. How could I forget?
Yeah. Crested 6,000 concurrent viewers, which is just insane. Still, nearly 2,000 of you still sticking around with us, watching this thing play out.
Can't say I blame you. It's been a battle for the books, as I said earlier. This is very unique. By this time, you do see players just have a sort of, well, if it is to be, it is to be attitude. Maybe just try to press their luck a little bit, but just goes to show these players are just absolutely focused on trying to ship the hardware here, the coveted APT Mega Lion.
Martin going for the raise, getting it done. Wow.
Oh my
very
goodness.
Tight fold from Rishi.
King Jack off. That is just way too up in his range. 3-handed, he has to have noticed by now. It's not easy to pick up hands. You have to pay the piper 1 million every 3 hands. Sumit Jain says, welcome to India. We always have numbers. Sumit, firstly, I'm from India, and I'm constantly disappointed by the numbers coming in from India, with the exception of you all. This time with Rishi, and of course his Singapore rail as well. I'd argue the Thailand viewers really bringing in numbers, but frankly, our viewers are just like our players, extremely diverse. It's been amazing to have the support this festival. We hope it continues to all those of you watching APT Manila, October 28th. Stick with us, hit subscribe so you know when to join the stream. YouTube shows it for you. People in chat saying chill, he doesn't play tournaments. Yeah, we're aware. Had a chat with him just before the final table. Has navigated this far exceedingly well. Now that he's short in chips, he needs to find a spot to get it in there. King Jack off there was just so strong. Would have had Martin dominated with a continue.
Yep.
Justin in chat says, whether you better still be playing tomorrow. No tired excuses. All right, Justin.
What will you be playing tomorrow, Vidur?
Firstly, what is Justin playing tomorrow? I want to know. That's sass in the chat.
Yeah. Can always rely on Justin for some sass and wit.
Took a look at the schedule. There's some fun events for me. Super, hyper, turbo, something Neil has cooked up. It's kind of these warm down events at the end of the festival. Sort of a new addition to the APT. I like it. Looking forward to seeing how it pans out tomorrow. From the tables. Gilbert says, incredible achievement for a rec, referring to Rishi. I wouldn't go as far as to call him that, even though I did mention that word. I mean, tough to say. I'm believing his version of events. Plays cash games in Singapore, he mentioned. Has been playing for a year. 30,000 on his hand and mob, but yes, not a professional poker player, and certainly new to tournaments compared to, say, the likes of Martin Sedlak. Adrian Fabre, also a bit of a mystery. 22,000 USD on his hand and mob. Could argue Martin has the edge in terms of experience here.
Yeah.
4-4-3 deuce. Got Martin's for the taking, but he also has the best hand already. Seems to know it. Has showdown value. Is going to risk the free card. 10 of clubs is safe. That excitement in the background, in case you can hear it, chat, is, I believe, the micro main or one of those Super Hold'em events, the Hyper Turbos sometimes we end the schedule with every day. King High will take it down, but as I was saying, Sam, as I sneaked out for a quick hop to the restroom there, I saw an empty Asia Poker Arena after 9 days of streaming. Of course, we do have the last day tomorrow, but the main event wrapped up yesterday. Now some of the side events. The micro main day 2 is the one that will occur tomorrow. So we will see it filled up for one last time for the year. But what a run we've had.
Yes, for sure.
Funnily enough, I just met him yesterday on the table. Sorry? I just met him yesterday for the first time. Oh, yeah.
Interesting that there's been no talks of a deal. For those of you new to our streams, the APT extremely transparent, very player friendly as per the rest of its philosophy to deal making at any point in the final table, especially three-way. We've seen it before in main events, not high rollers, but the players seem just fully focused. I have a feeling Martin would be opposed to it. Bay jumps seem manageable for his hand and mob scores in the past, and the way he's been playing seems to suggest he feels he has an edge. Lower variance, going post-flop. Once again, we see the limp. Validates my thesis, perhaps. He has been going almost 100% limp from the small, which is to say when he does come into the pot, it's with the limp. Jack in the flop. Ace and a 10 also. Middle pair, decent kicker. Rishi check behind in the big. Quick bet should get it done. And now Rishi, after losing two bigs on that orbit, is under 10 bigs for the first time.
Martin just moves all in here with the ace-10 offsuit. Rishi cannot put up any resistance with the queen-6 here. Adrian, king-deuce offsuit, not going to cut it for 12 bigs. Martin climbing 17 million in chips now.
Has a dominant grip on this final table now. Just 20 big blinds or so between the other two players. This is what we warned about. Martin with the chip lead is dangerous. Rishi at the bottom of the leaderboard has been a bit reluctant to jam or in fact even call off lighter than some premiums. Will need to change his mind about that. Some banter between Rishi and Martin. Lets the jack-deuce go. Not much else to do. And the ace-10 suited. And Martin perhaps with the easy all-in. Love to see a trap. Would love to see an open as well. Seems like he just wants to go for it. Would put some distance between himself and Rishi. Stack and pocket eights for Martin.
Most likely going to call this one off. He's just going to get a quick count.
Honestly, I'm amazed the chips aren't in the middle yet. Adrian has been super active jamming. His 10 to 15 big blind stack constantly. Eights is just going to be ahead so often. Yeah, he goes with it. Just want to take his time and get a count. And it's going to be a flip. And Sam, this could be it. I mentioned Adrian had never taken the chip lead. 13 million in the pot.
All in a call here in the high roller. All in and a call.
Come on, eight. Thanks, bro.
Ace-10 suited is covered by pocket eights. Adrian with ace-10 suited, covered by pocket eights. Martin's pocket eights. Off to a flop for his tournament life.
Good luck.
Spade in the window. Nut flush draw for Adrian. Has many outs. Needs a spade, an ace, or a 10 to take the lead as we go off to a turn. The turn is a brick deuce of hearts. Adrian sweating for his tournament life. On the river needs a spade, an ace, or a 10. The river is the 3 of hearts, and that will be a good game for Adrian Favre of France, third in the APT high roller, which means we are now heads up between Martin Sedlak and Rishi Mehra.
Wow, congratulations. The man came in third. An incredible comeback from bottom of the pack in terms of chips and has managed to stay in it, battle it out three-handed for this long. And unfortunately, ace-10 suited versus pocket eights, losing the flip. Not much you can do there. $80,000 though he's locked up. Second place will be just under 110,000, and finally first place 165,000.
It's a Germany-India affair. Rishi had the chip lead. Now Martin has full control of this heads-up battle. We will be taking a short break, as we usually do, to set up for heads-up. I know the Indian rail will not be going anywhere, and perhaps fans of Martin also, but the rest of you, do not go anywhere. Exactly 14 minutes is the break, I have been informed. We will be right back with heads-up and see who wins the APT High Roller. Stay with us.
Welcome to Asia's largest online poker room. Our next generation poker software is now initiating. Elevate your online experience with a wide variety of poker variations to choose from. Get fully immersed with fun and social features. Level up your game with PokerCraft and Smart HUD. Unlock a wealth of rewards, including cashback, bonuses, and jackpots. Join world-class poker tournaments featuring some of the world's most renowned brands and the largest guaranteed prize pools in the world. Experience the best in customer service and hassle-free transactions for a seamless online gaming experience. With online poker available on all your devices, you'll be able to play your favorite games anytime, anywhere. Sign up now and elevate your online poker experience today.
Thailand A2.
And this is like what, 4 3 up? Very hard.
Yeah, all in a call once again. Jason Lau, King 5 of Hearts is covered by Ace 9. Dealer off to a flop. Jason finds a 5. Just needs to fade the ace or a 9 for a double. Dealer off to a turn. The turn is the 7 of spades. Jason still holding with a pair of 5s. King kicker just needs to fade an ace or a 9 on the river to find the double. The river is the deuce of clubs, and Jason Lau will find a double. Triple! So sick.
More than triple, huh? Yeah, more than triple. I mean, it was a big line as well, and the
All in a call in the high roller. Adrian is all in for his tournament life with ace-10 offsuit. Punat calls with ace-deuce suited. Adrian is ahead and needs to hold for his tournament life as we go off to a flop. That brings us a deuce. Punat finds the deuce and Adrian drawing to a 10. The turn is a 10. There are chop outs. Adrian currently is ahead. We're off to a river. The river is a 5 of clubs and Adrian will find the double up. Thai team is very disappointed. They were very excited at first on the flop. And then afterwards they got very quiet.
Ten. 10 against queen. 10 against queen. Near 10. 10 against queen. We need a 10.
Punat Punsuri is all in for his tournament life in the high roller with pocket 10s covered by pocket queens. Needs to find a 10 off to a flop. As flop comes, 9, 6, 3. Queen still ahead. Punat needs a 10. The turn brings the king of spades. Neither player with the spade. Punat drawing to 2 outs on the river for his tournament life. A 5 of spades and Punat Punsuri is out in 5th place of the APT. have. All in and a call here in the high roller. All in and a call.
Come on, 8.
8-10 suited is covered by pocket 8s. Adrian with ace-10 suited, covered by pocket 8s. Martin's pocket 8s. Off to a flop for his tournament life. Spade in the window.
Welcome to Asia's largest online poker room. Our next generation poker software is now initiating. Elevate your online experience with a wide variety of poker variations to choose from. Get fully immersed with fun and social features. Level up your game with PokerCraft and Smart HUD. Unlock a wealth of rewards including cashback, bonuses, and jackpots. Join world-class poker tournaments featuring some of the world's most renowned brands and the largest guaranteed prize pools in the world. Experience the best in customer service and hassle-free transactions for a seamless online gaming experience. With online poker available on all your devices, you'll be able to play your favorite games anytime, anywhere. Sign up now and elevate your online poker experience today.
Welcome back to the Asian Poker Tour High Roller Heads Up Battle. That's right, it took a while. Three-handed was a battle for the books, as I've been calling it, but now we are down to heads up. It's Rishi from India and Martin from Germany. Martin has the huge chip advantage. Rishi is certainly not out of it yet, but comes down to this: 109,000 USD locked up. The sun run for the man from India, by the way of Singapore, does live in Singapore, continues. He was the wild card, less experienced than his opponent, and he has locked up $110,000. But it comes down to who will win the trophy. No deal has been struck, so they're playing for 55,000 USD plus. And the APT Lion, Martin Sedlak from Germany. He's been close before, but he's never closed out this event. Looking to create history in the form of the back-to-back German victory in the main event and the high roller. The last time around that happened a year and a half ago. Thailand's Punat as well as Pachara closing out the main and the high roller. Punat, of course, did make it to our final table. Did exit in 5th place, as you see there, for 50,000 USD. Adrian, the latest victim, 80,000 USD for him. What a fantastic performance, by the way. Goes away with 2.5 million in the Taiwanese local dollar. Nico Coop, the chip leader coming into the tournament, did find us in 4th place. 2 million Taiwanese for him, 64,000. Ran into the jacks of Rishi. Punat Punsri I mentioned in 5th. 6th went to Jason Lau. He hung around for the longest time, was down to just a blind and a half. Was fantastic to see the short stack grind. Grant Wang going out in 7th place from the US. Daniel from Austria in 8th. Good for 20,000 or so. Alex Chung from Hong Kong in 9th. Now we have the final 2 contestants we've set up for Heads Up. As I mentioned, almost $55,000 and the trophy at risk. It's going to be placed right in the middle of them, and there you see it as Greg introduces the Heads Up.
2 players of the APT High Roller. Please give it up for Germany's Martin Sedlak and Singapore's Rishi Mera. Come on in, gentlemen. Come on in close. A couple of questions I want to ask you, gentlemen. I'm going to start here with Martin. Martin, you're quite the accomplished poker player, over 300K total lifetime earnings. What would this APT Lion mean to you?
It would mean a lot to me. This would be the first big high roller trophy for me in a live poker tournament, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it and I hope I can take it down.
And Rishi, yourself, I know you started getting to tournament poker more recently, 30K total lifetime earnings. What would this APT Lion trophy mean to you?
It means that I proved to myself that I can do it if I push myself, so yeah, it will mean everything.
Anything to say to your friends in Singapore?
Yeah, thank you for railing. They've been sending me all the photos and they're still up. Just really grateful.
Anything to say to your friends in Germany?
Yeah, thank you very much for everybody watching right now. I really appreciate it, and yeah, looking forward to come back home.
Wonderful. Well, good luck, gentlemen. Please take your seats, and I will now invite Julia to take her seat in the dealer seat. Again, a big shout out to Julia and Zoe who have been dealing for this featured table, and to all of the staff here at the APT. Julia, when you're ready, please shuffle up and deal.
Thank you so much, Greg. And how about a shout out for Julia and Zoe in the chat? Not in the way you guys have been doing it, but for their hard work. It is 2:25 a.m. local time. Our dealers hard at work. What a day they've been having, as have these players. Here comes the 360. You'll see the poker floor now empty. Every event now over except for this heads-up battle for the APT High Roller. All the chips seem to be in one direction. That's Martin Sedlak from Germany. Huge chip lead for him as we play for that trophy and the 165,000 USD up top. Both players thanking you guys, they're real watching. We certainly appreciate as well. Still over 1,000 of you with us. I'm sure that number will climb as people come back from the break. And away we go. I spot Cowboys, Pocket Kings for Martin. Could this be one of the quick ones? 23 million in his stack. 1.3 million every time to fight for. That's the big blind and the big blind ante, which is the same as the big blind, even in heads up. So 1 million from Rishi's stack is in the middle. Martin has multiple options. With a hand as strong as this, could start trapping as well. He's been playing so snug, limping non-stop. And here we go. The tension mounts as Rishi with just 3.275 million. That's just 6 bigs left. This could be over quickly if a 10 or an 8 appear on the flop. How about a king just to seal the deal in terms of the lead? Not much for Rishi to write home about. In comes Rishi's rail in the chat. Deepthi, his wife, says, let's go. Others say time to cook. He only has 6 blinds left. Has essentially whiffed this board. Decides not to bluff at it. Good timing for it now. With top board for Martin. Fantastic check on the flop. Would love to somehow see a check here again. After all, Rishi just has 2 SPR. The min bet, I suspect, will get the job done. Each of those yellow plaques worth what is exactly now 1 big blind, 500K. And just like that, the 2 big blinds go away from his stack. 48 to 6.6. We've seen some crazy comebacks in our time. In this case, Over a 7-1 chip lead, by the way, very surmountable. The way this final table has gone, anything is possible. Rishi had the chip lead 3-way. Martin wrestled it back. Now 7-1 heads up chip lead. Rishi needs something to find the double, and 7-6 off doesn't cut it. Lets Martin have the walk. Mind you, 6 bigs left in his stack. 2 of them will be committed already. There's very few holdings he should be able to find a fold with if jammed into. This could be it. Yeah, some complaints in the chat about saying Rishi is from Singapore. Greg mentioning where he lives. Indian origin. Did submit his own flag as Indian. We've been running with it, but we know his reel is watching in Singapore. By the way, 14.9 thousand subscribers, guys. 2:30 a.m. in Taipei. Would you really disappoint me like this? 1,200 of you watching. Get us to 15,000, please, so we close out the series and the streaming schedule in style. Jack and a deuce for Martin. Let me just point out what Martin's strategy has been. Oh my goodness. Queens for Rishi. I was about to say Martin has taken low variance approaches. Means he thinks he has a skill edge, no doubt. Confident in his heads up play, and now he's jammed into 2 million for him to call. 3.5 in the middle. This is so close. Ordinarily, against most opponents, he would have been the one jamming. Jack 2 suited is good enough at 6 big blinds. Oh, he's so close to folding, which would be an awful result for Rishi with this hand. And Martin lets it go. These are the spots Rishi needed to somehow get the double up. You're not going to be dealt queens too often. 7 big still in a stack. 6.5 to 1 chip lead. Hi from Africa is said in the chat. Hello, hello. 2:30 a.m. local here. Hopefully a bit more reasonable in Africa. Still not at 15,000 subscriber, guys. In case you're part of Rishi's rail, what if he makes the next feature table? If you would have subscribed, you would have seen him on our feature table on day 1, perhaps, day 2. And the 3 deuce off is folded. Rishi back to that 6 big blind level. This is getting tough to watch. He needs to find a hand, and Martin needs to find a weaker hand to get it in with. Otherwise, it's going to be a one-way situation. Martin just looking so comfortable. He knows the job he has to do. Pocket 9s for Martin. He has been trapping with the kings, then limped with the jack 2 suited. Perfectly balanced now. 9s perhaps a bit too vulnerable to those one overcard kind of hands. He would want to get it in and steal those blinds for sure. There we go, all in. Nothing too fancy this time. And what does Rishi wake up with? Oh, it's a king and a 10. Easy call, and it's a flip.
All in and a call. Martin went all in on the button with pocket 9s. Mera has called with king 10 suited. It's a flip. Mera needs to find a king or a 10 or a bunch of spades to stay alive here at the APT high roller. Julia, the flop. Flop comes. King in the window. Ace, jack. Mera takes the lead with a pair of kings. Martin needs a 9 to catch up. The turn. The 3 of clubs. 3 clubs on the board. Neither player with a club. Mera just needs to fade a 9 on the river. Julia, the river is the 4 of diamonds, and Mera will find the double up.
Welcome back, Sam. And just like that, Rishi begins the comeback story. 6 million now. Was down to just 4 bigs effective after committing the blinds and antes. Martin, after jamming the 9s, would have been pretty disappointed to see the king 10 suited. Mighty strong to call with, and that disappointment no doubt compounded. So close yet so far with that king on the flop.
I mean, what a time for me to come back, you know? We're down to heads up. It's one of the toughest formats for people to grasp. It's an incredibly hard format. Heads up, going for full ring, completely different game. And we're going to see how Rishi handles himself here.
You're so right. I wouldn't be surprised if Rishi had had essentially close to no heads-up experience in a tournament format, in a sit-and-go format, much less with antes in the mix, the full big blind ante. He has been getting a bad run of cards, but he has been overfolding a bit as well. I doubt that'll happen with the king-queen off, though.
There it is, all in. And not to mention the $55,000 that's at risk.
Very well done by Rishi. Gets it in there, picks up the blinds and the antes. Martin has to let the 10-9 off go.
Yeah.
The Rishi rail absolutely losing it on that king coming in on the flop. Rishi surviving.
No, after this hand, once Martin folds, Rishi only needs to win 2 all-ins to take the whole thing down.
Wow.
He'll be up to 14 mil, 28 mil, and Martin will be on peanuts, like maybe 2-3 big blinds after that.
There we see it. Sam, you're right. A double up would mean just the slightest of chip leads for Rishi, which is where you want to be heads up.
Yep.
So you can close it out.
It is that 3-1 rule that Stephen keeps reminding us about.
Exactly. So under, just a hair under a 3-1 chip lead. We began with about a 7-1 chip lead. How quickly things can turn, just one flip going Rishi's way.
King Jack offsuit, very, very, very strong hand here. Heads up.
And let me fill you in on the dynamic a bit, Sam. Martin wakes up with pocket kings on the very first hand of heads up.
Yep.
Limp traps, as one would, given the stack depths. Then with the pocket 9s, decides not to limp trap. Manages to get away with the jack deuce by limping when Rishi woke up with pocket queens.
Wow.
Now back to limping and flops way the best of it. Jack 8-3.
Unfortunately, Rishi doesn't have anything here for Martin to get any value from. Top pair good kicker, essentially the nuts heads up. You know, this is the equivalent of flopping like a baby flush.
Yeah, Rishi just lets the 7-high go. He's been picking spots a bit differently. Certainly battling with 7-high is not part of this plan, but 12 big blinds now. Just about enough for potentially some post-flop play heads up. $1,500 of you watching yet. 14.9k subscribers. Can't say I'm not hurt. Do appreciate you sticking around though from various parts of the world. 2:35 a.m. local time. Take a moment to process what these two players are doing. It's 2 a.m. in terms of the live delay when we're watching them, and Rishi finds the jam with the ace, picks up another million every time that works. 1 more million goes into your stack. Stacks back to where they were a moment ago. But just a reminder, we started play at 11:15 a.m. and now it's 2 a.m. for the players. 15 hours, give or take, of crueling high roller poker.
Yes. Yes. It is not easy.
They say in your home game, if you know what I mean. These are some of the best in the world. trying to win every chip. And Martin close to doing exactly that.
Martin all in here. Ace 7 offsuit on the button. Rishi has an ace here with 12 big blinds heads up. Can he find the call? He makes the call.
This could be it. He's dominated. Plenty of boards will chop this, but
All
Rishi in trouble.
call.
We go to Greg.
All in and a call, he said with confidence. Mera Rishi covered, has ace 3 offsuit. Martin has ace 7. Mera is dominated. Needs to find a 3 or a chop. As we're off to a flop. Flop comes. Deuce. 3, 5. Mera finds the 3. Just needs to fade the 7. The turn. Brings the 6 of hearts. Mera just needs now to fade a 7 or a 4 on the river. Julia, the river is the Jack of Hearts, and Mera finds another double up.
Sam, you have to be kidding me. The ace 3 bests the ace 7, and we have dead even stacks. I can't believe what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, they are neck and neck. Martin barely covering Rishi. Will be going to the big blind in the next hand. Look at that. Dead even heads up match between these two.
Credit to Martin for maintaining his composure. 2 all-ins in a row, not going his way both times. He had either the best fit or just a strong holding in general. Lost a flip, now losing. A dominated pre-flop situation. This is not easy to take. All the momentum on the side of Rishi now. He has spun up a 7.5 to 1 chip lead. Back to even.
If he can win one more all-in, the title is his, along with 165,000 USD up front.
History in the making, one way or the other. So close for Martin Sedlak. German sensation in the making. Would have closed it out and would have been an incredible story which could yet happen. Germany back to back with the main event and the high roller. On the other hand, Rishi, Indian, lives in Singapore, would be the first Indian to grab an APT Mega Lion. His chat is just cooking, as they say.
Yes.
Rishi is cooking.
Watch him cook.
I know I would be too if I was railing someone, and they caught the 3. Back to even. Virsa in chat says Mega Lion coming to the Merlion. If I'm remembering correctly, that's a Singapore reference, right?
Merlion? I don't know what that means.
Singapore and Lions have a connection for sure. Oh, there we go. Our producer Victor in chat lets me know. It is the Singaporean animal. Okay.
The Merlion, which for those of you that don't know is half mermaid, half lion from Singapore.
Chazman in chat says both won the trophy. Well, that is a given. A no deal. That is indeed the case.
Here we go. Rishi flopping middle pair here on 8-7 deuce rainbow. Martin doesn't have much to work with here.
And there is the slight chip lead. Ordinarily, one big blind here and there, not a big deal, but in heads up, it's the difference between closing it out or allowing the likes of Rishi to make a comeback.
Yes, indeed. Dead even stacks. It's literally anyone's game at this point.
Shubham in chat says, I'm loving being awake right now. I don't doubt that. Approaching 2:45 a.m. here, and we feel the same way.
Looks like we saw a fold from Rishi there. A slight glitch. Martin stacking an additional small blind into his stack.
Yeah, and these guys are actually plenty deep for heads up, mind you. 28 bigs, 27 effective, I suppose. There's a lot of post-flop play possible. Rishi's style has been to fold the quote-unquote junk. Many others would consider it very, very playable heads up. Let's see how he adjusts to this assumably new format to him. Daniel Tao making a good point in chat, Sam. Did you say half mermaid, half lion? So half lion, 1/4 fish, 1/4 human.
Perfect.
Appreciate the pedantic comedy, Daniel. Keeping us entertained as we see the 6-5 off on the button. And now Martin with even stacks is resorting to a different strategy. No more limping. He knows Rishi is overfolding.
Yeah, 10-3 off. Quite a reasonable fold.
I like the change in gears here for Martin. Has taken the bad beat in stride. Chip lead once again.
Oh, here we go. Jack 9 of hearts. Very playable.
Rishi's limped. An ace in the big blind. Does get raised 3x. Martin comfortable enough post flop to go for the raise here. And Rishi folds the Jack 9 suited. That is too pretty a hand. So many players would call that in position. Rishi not comfortable post flop against Martin, it seems. If Martin could have seen that, he would be going even more aggro. For now, Rishi can appear to have rags in that spot. Limp folds the Jack 9 suited. Once again, waiting around for premiums. Not as effective, short-handed, much less heads up. Not low for Martin. Time to see how wide he's limping or raising. These are the kind of adjustments you will see professionals like Martin make. Not folding even the 3 deuce off in position. King 9 for Rishi. Plenty strong, especially heads up. He checks as we head to the flop. A 9 for Rishi. Martin's range should have fewer aces with the limp. Rishi begins with a check. Martin will be tempted to take a stab. He does have the wheel draw, by the way. 5 would give him the straight. He bets the equity, not to mention the fact that he has the low there. Rishi simply cannot go anywhere. Oh, he goes all in. All you can eat. Heads up, not as wild as it seems. Knows his opponent less likely to have an ace, but could have run into a trap there. Stick with us. Minor glitch there. Keep the support coming in chat. We see it all. $1,500 of you still with us. Incredible.
Yeah, still neck and neck, dead even stacks. 8-3 offsuit will get folded on the button.
Martin has regained his composure. Actually, he never lost it, despite the bad beat. Looks very much in the mood to grind Rishi down. 8-3 off, the Oct Crab will not help the matter. He has been limping 3 deuce off. Has been raising some holdings as well, knowing Rishi is folding a bit too wide.
Yep.
Goes with the limp for now. King Jack of diamonds. Super strong holding. Would love to see a raise here. It's the kind of hand you want to get more chips into the middle with. Rishi has 1 gear, stays all in. 25 bigs. Not going to get called by worst there is the problem with that jam, but it does get the job done in terms of picking up the chips in the middle. 27 bigs for him. This is the face-off. Love the over-the-shoulder. Martin looking at those red sunglasses and the gray hoodie. Fairly intimidating. Careful of those reflectors, though. I'm always a bit hesitant to wear reflective sunglasses. Rishi knows how to protect his hand. Joe in chat says 1 gear. Maybe he is short-stacked relative to what he's used to, I'm guessing. Heads up, not everybody's forte. Rishi folds a jack 8. Martin, and the best of it there. Slight chip lead still for Martin. Only matters in terms of the ability to close it out. Rishi has come back from about 6 bigs. 7-1 chip lead. Conquered for now. Five-two suited. Martin has gotten the raggy end of the deal. He's made the most of it.
Rishi just checks it back. Jack, Jack, 8, rainbow on the flop. Neither player connecting here. But Martin has been firing out quite a few C-bets with success so far.
Martin knows he has to stab, and stab he does. again. Heads up. Queen high could be a call here. Does not seem like Rishi's style. Lets it go. King on the button. Stacks should be a bit too awkward for Rishi to consider anything drastic. Oh, he just folds it. Lack of heads-up experience could be costing Rishi here. Cannot say we blame him. What a wild card story this has been, mind you. Heads-up experience be damned. 24 big still. A comeback and in the running for that APT Lion. History will be made one way or the other. Martin Sedlak from Germany. His experience just showing with every hand. Minimizing variance when needed. Attacking when needed. Rishi needs to find a strong holding. There we go, the rags once again. To all the chat pros opining right now. Think about when you first started playing. Were you born knowing heads-up ranges? I doubt it.
Of course not.
I'll tell you what, 109,000 locked up, potentially 165. And the chance of the trophy should give Rishi plenty of reason to go study some tournament poker, heads-up ranges and the likes. For the moment, he has a job to do. He's intuited his way to this point. Can he close this one out? Has a chip deficit at the moment. Another jack now. Martin just constantly stealing pots in position or otherwise, I suspect. We see a stab with the 6 high. Not this time, checks behind. Doesn't want it to become too commonplace. King for Rishi this time. He checks once again. This could get looked up if Martin takes a stab. After the check on the turn, he would literally be repping a rivered queen.
Yep. Yeah, Martin picking up another pot here. Up to 33 big blinds now.
On to the next hand. Rishi waiting for a decent holding. Seems to not want to get involved unless he has one. There we go, ace 7. 11 million in his stack. Still plenty. A double up. Give him way the chip lead. All in, he says, and pocket 9s for Martin. A snap call is coming.
Yep.
Here we go. This is potentially for the tournament, one way or the other. 23 million in
We've
there.
got an all-in and a call. Looks like Martin's covered. No, it is Rishi who is covered with ace 7 offsuit.
Just about.
Covered by pocket 9s. Rishi needs to find an ace. Julia, the flop is 6, 6, 8, 2 spades. Rishi needs an ace, running spades, or running straight. Julia, the turn is the 5 of diamonds, giving Rishi an open-ended straight draw. Now needs an ace, a 9, or a... Not a 9. That's a dirty out. That's why I'm commentating and not playing. He needs an ace, or a 4. Right, Julia? Julia, the river is the Jack of Spades. We're going to get a final count here, but if Martin covers, this will be it.
Of our streaming for 165,000 USD, as well as the Bronze Lion Trophy.
Martin has 16 million chips.
Rishi has to look on, getting the bad news, but he knows it's over. And how
Rishi
close was
is
that?
covered. Folks,
with the
please
5
give it
of
up for your
diamonds?
runner-up, Rishi Mehra of the APT High Roller from Singapore. And really give it up for your High Roller champion, Martin Sedlak! Martin, what a long day. So many doubles ups, heads up. What has this journey been like for you? Easy game all the way, roller coaster on the fence. What was the journey like, my friend?
It was a very big roller coaster. I started the day 1 very good, and then at like 30 minutes before day 2 I had 60k, which was like half the starting stack. And then from day 2 onwards I just kept going up. I free rolled ace king versus ace king suited, and yeah, I just couldn't stop. I ran very well, so that obviously helps winning a tournament.
Anything you want to say now that you've won this beautiful bronze trophy? Anything to say to the friends and family back home?
Yeah, this is a very, very nice trophy. I really look forward to find a nice place for it. And I was here in Taipei already earlier this year, and I really wanted to come back because I really enjoyed it here. It's one of my favorite cities now. And yeah, I'm really glad I did.
And so now you know how beautiful this is. Lift it up. Do you know how heavy this is? This thing's bloody heavy, you know.
How do you lift that up?
You want to carry it from the base, never from the legs. A bit from support from the base and the legs. There you go. Lift it up high. It is now yours, folks. One more time for your APT High Roller, Martin Sedlak!
Congratulations to the champion. Oh my God, the German double dipping. The main event and the high roller goes to Germany. Martin Sedlak, a well-deserving champion, and a shout out to the man we've been calling the wild card, Rishi Mehra from Singapore, originally from India. Had a huge rail in the chat. And by the way, the German rail popping up now that Martin cinches the victory. Finally, we see some Go Germanys in the chat. It has been quite a journey to get here. 3 a.m. is the local time. These players grinded it out for over 15 hours. You see the empty Asia Poker Arena with the exception of our feature table, as we have crowned a champion, and a handshake between the two contestants. Always nice to see.
Yeah, that was a very long, grueling match for these two. Played from 11 a.m. this morning. Like you said, it is now 3 in the morning here in Taipei, battling it out to take first and second place of this $3,500 buy-in. Look at those scores, 165,000, 110,000. Honestly, an insane matchup, and congratulations to our winner and our runner-up.
What a day it's been. I want to talk about this event before I talk about the series, because of course we are wrapping up our streaming schedule as we do always with this event. This time it's at 3 a.m. It has been an amazing tournament to watch. We witnessed all of day 2 going down from about 60 players to in the money 39, final table 9, and then the real fun began. We had Punat Punstri, among many other superstars in the field, made it to the final table, but it was indeed the wild card, Rishi Mehra from India, and of course the pro from Germany, Martin Sedlak, taking away the bronze Mega Lion. Again, a shout out to our main event winner, Rene von Redden, who took away the golden Mega Lion. And that has been the last 5 days of Sam and I's life, the main event and the high roller. It has been an absolute pleasure bringing our stream to you. Mind you, we have crossed all records, not just for the events, but for the stream as well. Thousands and thousands of you in the chat, watching us, hitting like, hitting subscribe every once in a while as well. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate it. This is not it. Just this month, we're going to APT Manila. Sam, you and I will be there as well. Any closing thoughts for Taipei and what we have to look forward to in Manila?
Well, if you are still here in Taipei, we have one last day to bag a Lion Trophy. We still have just over a dozen out there, still ready for the taking. And if not, APT Manila.
28th of October. And Sam, it's 3 a.m., but I'll still prompt you with the pop quiz. After that, we go to
APT Phu Quoc. We
There we
better
go.
see you there.
Vietnam or Philippines. You can take your pick. But for now, once again, a shout out to everybody who made this possible, including you, our viewers. But in particular, I'm thinking about our fantastic production team, our floor staff, our operation team. We're here deep late into the night because we really believe in what we're delivering, and we're glad with our record-breaking numbers that you do as well. GG to everybody who participated on stream or otherwise, and don't forget, we will see you in Manila. That is our main event champion, and we see now another German taking away the victory for the high roller as well. Few Lions to give out, Sam, tomorrow. You and I might get in the mix, you never know, but for now, all eyes on what lies ahead in the future. apt.poker for all things APT Manila and Phu Quoc. Our socials, of course, you can find us all over social media. Follow us, write to us, come meet us in Manila, and we will see you in about 3 weeks. For now, for Sam and for myself, we wish you good night and see you soon.
Welcome to Asia's largest online poker room. Our next generation poker software is now initiating. Elevate your online experience with a wide variety of poker variations to choose from. Get fully immersed with fun and social features. Level up your game with PokerCraft and Smart HUD. Unlock a wealth of rewards including cashback, bonuses, and jackpots. Join world-class poker tournaments featuring some of the world's most renowned brands and the largest guaranteed prize pools in the world. Experience the best in customer service and hassle-free transactions for a seamless online gaming experience. With online poker available on all your devices, you'll be able to play your favorite games anytime, anywhere. Sign up now and elevate your online poker experience today.
Watching the stars collide into the ceiling. Heart break high. There's something